can you share a little bit about like how current day the marketers have to adapt with like more digital approach for their branding or sales or whatever, right?
Well, I think with great marketing, any kind of marketing, I think it first starts with knowing the changes in consumer mindsets and consumer trends. Right, at Google we have this mantra, and it goes know the user, know the magic, connect the two. And it's a really simple formula, but I think the reason I want to share it is because I think hopefully it's easy to remember, and it's very intuitive as you go into any kind of marketing, right? It starts with knowing the user, like really understanding who are the real people behind your products, how are they using it, and then trying to get as close as possible to the users. So that's why we offer tools like Google Trends, right? Because there's nothing more honest than the way people search for information, for example. So I really encourage all marketers to just start there. Start with your end users and understand their insight, their lived experience. It could be really different from your lived experience. And then have that insight and that data to get closer to them. And then like, how do you get closer to them is when you're trying to connect the two. You're trying to bring your product to meet the user needs. And connecting the two can take many forms, right? When you bring your product to market, or you want to connect your consumers or your audience with your message. For this, I think it's really important that marketers think about how to do it in a really relevant way, in a really useful way, and I think above all, in a really respectful way. So the conversation that we've been having around digital marketing is around a privacy-first future, really respecting the end user's preference for their privacy. And this requires, I think, digital marketers to really stay current with these type of shifting trends, as well as the latest technologies that can help you do that in a really respectful way. We have a number of different training programs. We have a tool called Skillshop. You can go online and Google it, and you can find out more about it. But I think if you're like brand new to digital marketing and you want to get started, this is a great place. It's offered in English, it's offered in Vietnamese, and it will walk you through, first of all, what are your business objectives? Like, do you want to grow your brand? Do you want to grow your reach? Do you want to grow your sales, etc.? Do you want to launch your app, right? And so you can learn based on business objectives. So we start there. And then from there, for anyone who really wants to get hands-on experience, let's say post-undergrad, post-MBA, one of the best ways to learn is to work with any of the top agencies in Vietnam. And for that, we're very privileged to have a network of agencies across Vietnam who know digital marketing and they know Google marketing. So just a couple of weeks ago, we've launched a program called Digital Guru. It's not the first year. We've been doing this many years, but the content is constantly updated. And so this year we're coming out and we're talking about a lot of brand new solutions. We dedicate 3-4 days for the cohort, and we pick the top marketers from the top agencies to participate in this program. And they continue that training for about 6 months with us until they get certified and they become what we call gurus or digital experts in Vietnam. So that is available for anyone really interested in going deeper into digital marketing later on.
How can I join the Digital Guru 2021 in Google?
So Digital Guru 2021 has already started, and it's a cohort for the rest of the year. 2022 is coming very soon, and we open up invitations to marketers who work with some of the leading agencies who offer Google ads. So after your MBA and you want to go join a digital marketing agency, you'll definitely be invited or nominated to attend. But I think you don't have to wait for Digital Guru, right? Again, I also mentioned Skillshop as a tool or a platform that you can get started with now, and you can actually get certified and put it on your LinkedIn profile that Google search, video, display, apps, etc. It's not better, but it's a faster place to get started.
Yeah, that's good news for everyone, right? And as a marketer, we need to learn daily, especially for the new technology come from like Google. But I just mentioned, a lot of especially for the small and medium companies, they don't really well prepared in terms of fully understand about Google marketing.
Yeah.
They try to adapt some kinds of the skill in order to do it. For example, optimal the search engine, right?
Yeah.
But for that, do you have any advice for the marketers in terms of because for example, some people try to learn how Google change daily about optimal, but compared to the way they should focus more in their product and they have the right content for the end user. How to balance about that, and in order to get the best performance of Google marketing, something like that.
Got it. Well, I think the answer to that is depending on what kind of role you want to play.
Yeah.
Right? Typically, if you're a marketer for a brand, you would be at the strategic level where ideally you are, again, knowing your users, knowing the value proposition and strength, what we call magic of your products and how it meets the user's needs, and then connecting the two through a campaign strategy, right? For example, what is the user's pain point and how does your product solve that pain point? And how do you communicate that in a campaign that really resonates? So hopefully, I think for a lot of MBA graduates, their role is going to be more of that strategic marketer. And then for the part that is about campaign optimization, campaign setup, I would entrust that to practitioners. And if you want to become a practitioner, that's excellent. We need more practitioners. They're great professions, right? And then that requires you to really have hands-on practice, run a couple of campaigns yourself, and stay really current with the latest of the advertising stack, right? More and more automation is built into certain campaigns because it's really nearly impossible for a human to stay on top of all the shifting data points and inputs and to constantly change your campaign. So instead, that's why a lot of our campaigns or campaign settings actually by default are built with automation in mind, right? Built with automation in mind so that you can have more real-time responses when the campaign is optimizing, and it frees up the marketer to think really strategically around the bigger picture of the campaign.
Yeah.